Okay, good morning, students. Today we are going to start is gear train. Subs- First of all, we are have to understand what is gear. As you know, gear is basically to transmit the power from one shaft to the another shaft. For the convenient for is for you. Gear is basically जब पावर को हमें ट्रांसफ़र करनी होती है एक शाफ्ट से दूसरे शाफ्ट पे, तो हम गियर का यूज़ करते हैं. नाउ टॉकिंग अबाउट द गियर ट्रेन. व्हाट इज़ गियर ट्रेन? गियर ट्रेन इज़ द बेसिकली दैट इज़ द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ गियर विच ट्रांसमिट द पावर. मतलब जब दो गियर को किसी शाफ्ट पे कनेक्ट कर दिया जाए, दैट इज़ नोन एज गियर ट्रेन. देयर आर सो मेनी टाइप्स ऑफ गियर ट्रेन. As you know, simple gear train. Simple gear train, that means when single gear is mounted on a single shaft is known as simple gear train. Now talking about the compound gear train. Compound gear train, that means that is a combination of more than one gear. जब एक शाफ्ट पे दो गियर माउंटेड हो तो वो कहलाता है कंपाउंड गियर ट्रेन. Here we have to take an example of gearbox. We are showing in the diagram there is a one single shaft is there. Here you have to see gear number 6, that will be, and gear number 1. One gear is known as driver and gear number 6 is known as driven. And here you see there are some gears are intermediate gears. You see gear number 2 and gear number 3 are mounted in a same shaft, same as gear number 4 and gear number 5 are mounted in a same shaft. So in other words, you can say the revolution of gear number 2 and the revolution of gear number 3 as equal because they are mounted in a same shaft. Same as when we are talking about gear number 4 and gear number 5, the revolution of gear number 4 equal to the revolution of gear number 5 because same as they are mounted in a same shaft. So in point of view, in case of we are talking about the side view of the shaft, gear number, you can say the shaft number B and the shaft number C. Here you can see easily gear number 2 and gear number 3 are mounted in a same shaft, that is B. Similarly, when you are talking about the gear number 4 and gear number 5 which are mounted in a same shaft is showing in a diagram as a C. Now we are applying the gear law. You can see N1 upon N2 is equal to T2 upon T1. The equation number 1, same as we are going to apply in the, when we have to see driver number 1 is rotate the gear number 2. It directly connected to one gear is directly connected to gear number 2. Similarly, when you are going for the gear number 3 and 4, the gear number 3 is directly connected to the gear number 4. So the N3 upon N4 equal to T4 upon 3. This will be equation number 2. Same as gear number 5 is directly connected to the driven gear is gear number 6. That means N5 upon N6 equal to T6 upon T5. And this will be equation number 3. Now we have to multiply all the equation 1, 2 and 3 is equal to T2 upon T1, T4 upon T3 and T6 upon T5. As we know that the revolution of gear number 2 and gear number 3 are equal, same as the revolution of gear number 4 and the gear number 5 are equal. So we can easily find out is N2 is equal to N3 and N4 is equal to N5. We are applying this in this equation. We have to cancel out all the things. N2 is cancelled by N3 and N4 is cancelled out N5. So rest of is N1 upon N6 is equal to T2 upon T1, T4 upon T3 and T6 upon T5. Now we are going to the next one is riveted gear train. Riveted gear train, basically this in this riveted gear train, when the gear are mounted in the first and the last one, or you can say when the axis of the first gear and the last gear are coaxial, then this type of gear train is known as riveted gear train. Here we have to see the gear number 2 and 3 and the shaft will be the coaxial, and we also see that the distance between the center of the shaft of gear 1 and 2 as well as of gear 3 and 4 is same. Therefore R1 plus R2 is equal to R3 plus R4. Also we have to consider the circular pitch or module of all the gears is assumed to be same. Therefore number of teeth on each gear is directly proportional to its circumference, or you can say T1 plus T2 equals to T3 plus T4 as mentioned is equation number 2, same as N1 upon N4 is equal to T2 upon T1 multiply T4 upon T3, that will be equation number 3. Now we are going for the epicyclic gear train. In epicyclic gear train, the axis of the shaft over which the gear are mounted may move relative to the fixed axis. As shown in the diagram, you can say easily the gear A and the arm C have a common axis at O1 about which they can rotate, and the gear B meshes with gear A and its axis on the arm at O2. If the arm is fixed, the gear A push the gear B for revolving, but in case of if the gear A is fixed, the arm will be rotated around gear A. Such motion is called epicyclic gear train. In terms of convenience, we here have to see when the two gears are coincide and one arm is fixed. हम इजीली वे में ये दे सकते हैं कि जब दो गियर होते हैं ए और बी, जब दो गियर ए एंड बी किसी एक फिक्स आर्म पर लगे होते हैं, तो हम ये देखते हैं कि जब हम किसी आर्म को फिक्स कर देते हैं तो गियर ए जब रोटेट करता है इसके कारण गियर बी भी रोटेट करता है। लेकिन जब हम गियर ए को फिक्स कर देते हैं, गियर ए को फिक्स होने के कारण आर्म रोटेट होता है, और जब आर्म रोटेट होता है तो ये हमें गियर बी को भी घूमने को प्रेरित करता है, जिसके कारण एक मोशन अकर्स होता है, और उस मोशन को हम कहते हैं एपिसाइक्लिक मोशन। और इस कॉम्बिनेशन के से हमें जो मिलता है वो कहलाता है एपिसाइक्लिक गियर ट्रेन। ओके, नेक्स्ट टर्न पे हम लोग ये फाइंड आउट करेंगे वेलोसिटी रेशियो ऑफ एपिसाइक्लिक गियर ट्रेन। ओके स्टूडेंट, थैंक यू।